Hi, this is Pete Allnut. Just doing a quick tutorial on managing your samples when you buy through Winescape. First of all, just enter the market, make sure you're in bulk and buy. And for this tutorial, we're just starting in market. So we're just going to request Adelaide Hills 2019 Chardonnays. So we filter out our market list and just press the sample request button adjacent to the record of the wine that you want to see. It's pretty easy. You'll see that populates a cart above the sample request button. When you're good to go, just click on the cart. You'll see here you can change the number of samples you'd like to see. They're usually 750ml bottles. So we're just going to change all those from a 2 to a 3, and that's the default. Put in a couple of dates here where we want to see the samples land by. Save those changes. I'm just going to delete the last one, which is expensive and I don't think we can use. So once that's been executed, the supplier will get an email with a label, your company's name and a delivery address to send the samples to. So if we go to sample request sent, you can see that there's a sample number also added to the sample record. This stays with that sample the whole way through the transaction. On both sides, on both the seller's side and on the buyer's side. So if we just assume for a minute here that the sellers have received the sample requests and they've decided how to deal with them. In Winescape, it's optional whether the samples are supplied. So of the 3 sample requests here that we've sent, one's been rejected. The seller has blended that wine, and usually they'll now take it off the list because it's been highlighted, and we can see that 2 of the other samples are now in transit if we click on samples in transit. Rejected sample requests go through to the archive, which is just highlighted over here. And you do get emails when the seller acts, so you don't just have to visit the site every day, you can act from those messages. So we're now in samples in transit, and we're just going to receive these wines. So they've landed in at our premises. We're just going to click receive, and you can see that those 2 records then change to go into samples received. From any of the sections you can deal with, you can offer, you can reject the wine, you can receive it. In this case we've just followed those couple of records the whole way through. So from here we're going to reject one of these wines which you've tasted and we couldn't use it because the style wasn't correct. You can put in any reason in here, and the feedback is really powerful for suppliers. It lets them adjust how they deal with the market, so we encourage people to be pretty honest and reasonably blunt. It does help suppliers understand how the market sees their wine. So we've rejected one, and we'll just leave this other one here. We'll look at that later and may make an offer on it. We've come through the market to create sample activity in this tutorial. You do also have the option of creating a tender. So once you create a tender, it's active to Winescape. Suppliers can then submit their wine to that tender. You can probably explain a bit more about your deal if you put it into a tender, and you can target your samples a bit better. Some people prefer to go straight from the market. Other parties prefer to create and use tenders. If you have any queries on this, then give myself or Chris a call and we can put you on the right track. Thanks for listening.